Hey, this is DM Allen. Thanks for joining us once again for another week of awesomeness. Let's just get it started.
Last time on Roll with Advantage.
I say, oh man, I'm practically untouchable because of this piece of six I've got.
God.
And I continue
You're
flying
tempting
away.
fate, Adam.
Yeah, you are.
Dodgy, fly away.
Then all of a sudden, Solar pops out of existence. I think there's like one old lady that walks up.
I have a dagger here. I give her a plain dagger. I have one.
We're landing outside of the town. And I take control essentially and start barking orders poorly with my goal to land the ship near the gate by the trade ward. And I attack Bon.
You knock out Bon.
And I grab the piece of six and blow the conch. I actually, I don't want the ire of the masked lords.
Okay.
So even though Kinian's all about freedom and whatnot, he truly intended to get the ship to land it outside of Waterdeep.
Okay. So I want you to kind of describe the route you take, because of your guys' notoriousness, and basically because you guys are coming from the west of the city.
Oh, we're west.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, in that case, I would land near the field ward.
Okay.
I'd land us north of the city.
Okay. Like a mile out and hoof it in, or are you trying to land it like near the walls?
Sort of near the walls.
Okay. Like not right up on them, but you can see the walls and they can see you.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I don't know about the flying restrictions
Sure.
necessarily. Like
Yeah, those are laws you don't care about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm just getting back at this point. I kind of want a grand entrance, essentially. Like, because we left and now we're back, and there's obvious signs of a struggle with the ship,
Okay.
and we have
Yeah.
witnesses regarding the Kraken.
Do you go up to the gate then?
About a quarter mile.
Okay.
Because
Well, I mean, do you personally walk up to the gate? Like, are you guys going into town?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm headed into town. I don't know. Are you, Bon? You're a wanted man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into town too. I do need a, what do you call the sheath? I need a longsword sheath. I don't know where I would get one of those.
You don't have to. It's a little safer.
So you guys can go to the bazaar that's in the center of town. That's also near where Tease was, and where Mordecai's flower shop is and stuff like that. So you're looking for a sheath. Kinian, you're looking for potions?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Minette looking for anything?
We long rested?
Not yet. It's only been about 2 hours time at this point.
I'm staying on the ship.
Okay. All right. You're taking a nap. And then Tin, are you doing anything? You want to try clearing up Bon's name or shopping or anything like that? Or maybe visiting a Temple of Lathander or something like that, like restocking on cleric supplies or anything?
I'm going to do a long rest myself just because I'm basically out of spells.
Yep.
And with how crazy things have been lately, I would like to think that we'll have some downtime soon, but I'm not sure.
All right. So, Bon, you're walking through the streets undisguised, kind of with a sword in a non-threatening hold. And Kinian, are you walking with him, or are you guys
I'm walking behind Bon, and I'm not talking.
Okay. What's your passive? I forget.
16.
16. You, Bon, your passive is
18.
18. You both see shadows from from the alleyways, and they seem to be following you. And as you're walking through like the bustling evening, and you're reaching the bazaar, getting closer and closer, all the noises getting louder. You see people's heads are turning as you're walking with this like magnificent blade through town out in the open. Kenyon, you hear the call of a shopkeeper hawking these all these different types of potions. And you see a sign, and it's got like a potion symbol on it. It's also got some squigglies next to it. You got no clue what it's called.
Do I think that these shadows we saw were nefarious, like we're being followed?
You're definitely being followed. Give me an insight.
15.
15. It is definitely not Zentarum. They're not following in the same patterns as like a Zentarum would. They seem to be they're trying to mark you guys. They're trying to figure out who you are and how they can best remove that sword from you.
With that understanding, I do move up and actually move right next to Bon.
Okay.
And I don't speak, but over the ring, you... This isn't speaking.
I'm not talking to you.
But that sword's getting a lot of attention, your little shiny stick.
First thing I do is to take off my ring, put it in my pocket.
Oh, shit.
Like,
are you very clear about it? Like, you look at him and, like, take the ring off?
I just...
Whoomp. Take the ring off, put it in your pocket right in front of him.
Hopefully nothing terrible happens soon.
Oh, my God.
I smirk and shrug.
All right.
And then I do the flashbang thing.
All right. And the whole crowd, like, shocks, like, gasps and stuff like that. People are, like, covering their eyes, and, like, some people are like, screaming out, like, they think some like, magical effect just happened and are running. You're causing kind of a pandemonium at this point.
Breaking more laws.
Yeah.
NBD.
Kenyon, give me a I'm trying to look up that.
Probably a con.
I think it's a con.
DC 15 con save.
23.
You're not blinded.
Yep. This flashbang goes off, and Kenyon, you can't see the shadows anymore. There, so many people are running around at this point, and guards start like marching over, and they're like, "Hey, you! What do you stop? Don't move!"
Stop. Don't.
I turn to Bon, and I'm like, me or you? And actually say it out loud.
What's up, dudes?
You guys just stand there. All right. They run up with manacles in their hands. And they say, by the laws of Waterdeep, you are under arrest.
For what?
Stop resisting. And and this Japanese-looking guy bats you over the back of the head with
Japanese?
Yeah, I don't know what the Shao. Yeah, the Shao guy like bats you over the back of the head with this pole arm, and you take 2 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage, and the other guards, they like try to clamp manacles down on your wrists. Do you guys? And Bond's the one who takes the damage too. Do you guys resist?
I didn't make anybody mad. I'm watching Bon, like with my arms crossed.
Yep.
They're not arresting him.
No.
I didn't do anything.
Like this one like really young looking human, maybe like 16 or so. And he's got like full garb. Like everybody else has like their helmet off because it's not that serious, but this one kid has like his whole garb on, and he goes to manacle Kenyon while they're manacling you, and you see one of the guards shake his head and is like, no, and he's like, but no, that's Kenyon. and they're like, the kid's like, oh, okay, and you are manacled, Bon.
I say I'm just here for a sheath for the sword.
And the one the guard who batted you across the back of the head, he walks in front of you and he says, by the laws of water, you're the one from the poster.
Oh, the murder thing.
You're wanted for murder.
You want me for the murder thing.
And he reels back and punches you in the nose. And he says, "You all saw it. He's resisting." And the guards start pummeling you.
Kinian rages and intervenes.
And intervenes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one of the guards is like, "Shit, Eero, stop!" And
Hero. Oh, you dick. Because he's attacking a half orc.
I acrobat out of the middle of them.
Okay.
If I can.
Okay. Roll acrobatics. Do you attack the Shao-looking man?
I'm not attacking.
Okay, your blood's boiling at this point. Okay.
Like I popped rage and I'm moving in front of them.
Okay.
Like
okay.
blocking hits essentially against
All right.
Bon. Only I get to do that.
That's 14.
Okay, 14. Okay, so Kinian steps in front of you, and is like taking these punches from the Shao man, and the Shao is like, "God damn it, orc, move!" And you like tumble out of the way. Do you like run away?
No, I just get out from them and wait a second. See
Okay.
if they attack Kinian.
I mean, one punch like glances, but I mean, yeah, they're not like blinded by what you did.
I say, I'll come with you guys. Quit hitting me.
I'll see to that. And I actually walk over to Bon while raging, and I pick him up off the ground, and I actually hold you up until you just stand on my shoulders.
Freak the mighty?
Freak the mighty.
All right.
I am so confused. Why is this a good thing?
He's a monk. He can just balance on my shoulders.
All right.
What do the guards do?
They're like,
I turn to them and I say, "Where are we going?"
they're confused at this point.
Because Alan's confused.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a very confusing situation. The one Shao guard like huffs, knowing that you're quote unquote untouchable, Kinian, and he like stomps off in a direction. He's like, "Follow me, orc," and then you hear like some utterance of like filthy orc always flexing his disgusting power and stuff like that. Some obscenities, but yeah. They lead you towards the castle ward.
We start, like, as we're walking along, I actually lower Bon down, like, while I'm walking, and I break his manacles with my hand.
Okay.
So, like, basically, as we're walking, I smash them.
Okay.
And as we keep moving forward, but I leave them on his hands.
Okay. The formation is 2 guards in front, 2 guards in back, with you 2 in the center. They walk you up to like the guards post, like the police station, the guard station type thing. And they bring you inside to book you.
During the booking,
Yep.
I'm going to actually attempt orcish persuasion on Bon.
Okay.
And I ask him to leave his valuables with me. You can't trust these guards with your items, because they're going to take your stuff.
Ooh, a pickle.
Yeah. Either the guards take your stuff or Kinian takes your stuff. Maybe not permanently, but
And I'll actually roll at disadvantage a persuasion, Orcus persuasion.
you can do insight against it.
It went from a 19 to a 1 with the disadvantage.
Higher than 1.
Yeah,
with the inspiration
you
or the
definitely
insight.
You can see past his intentions, whatever intentions there might be.
They're pure intentions.
Okay.
I don't trust the guards.
I think with a 1, he's just doing a really bad job of expressing that. But I think
Hey,
because
Bon, I know I just took something from you.
yeah, essentially that. But I mean, with your insight, you can understand at least that his intentions are not to bluff you into giving all your stuff to him.
Everything but the sword.
Okay.
I'm like, the sword's got to stay with me. As much as I hate to say it,
I don't think they're going to let you keep it.
we'll see what we can work out.
So he hands you everything, all his gold, all his items, the ring,
Which was your get out of jail free card.
This is like an exercise in trust right after.
Yeah, trust fall. And you're up at the booking station, and they're like, you're gonna have to leave that sword with you, or with us.
Kinian,
Yeah?
can you do the thing you did in the town square where you did the thing and they stopped thinking I was resisting?
Kenyon, don't remember. Barely yesterday.
Just tell him that I'm not resisting.
He's not resisting, but we don't trust you with his sword.
I think what they're gonna do then is they say, that's fine. Put him in cell B. And they walk, only you, Bon, over to a cell. And this really thick, heavy-looking door opens up, and you can see it's solid all the way through, no window or anything. You walk through the threshold, you can see the plaster and cement goes from plaster, cement, then like a thick black like metal, and then more plastic and cement, like more than an inch thick of this metal in this wall. And in the center of this room is a single chair with manacles. And these manacles have arcane runes etched into them. And the guard roughly sits you, locks up your feet and arms, and you are still capable of holding the sword. You cannot move you have no range of movement, basically. So, Detective Eloise walks into your cell. The heavy door opens and then locks shut. And she starts pacing around the room. Bon, you've gotten yourself into quite a predicament. I have to say that your inability to follow the rules is baffling to me. We told you all not to leave town, and you're making this harder for me as you continuously break the laws. Even if you are innocent, you are not innocent because you've broken so many laws. I've got you on a count of burglary, a count of arson, 12 counts of murder,
12?
2 counts of murder of a lord or lady, and a count of arson against the city of Waterdeep. And then this bullshit that you pull with blinding a bunch of people of the city. You attacked them. All for what?
I was being followed and didn't have a clear head.
I would say so, because you scared many. A poor child broke its arm because it got knocked over by the people trying to get away from you. A danger to society. Why should I not lock you up?
I used to have a piece of 6.
I lost it.
And she says, and beyond all of that, you bring Kinian, of all people, into the station, and I'm told by one of the guards that he's flexing his power? Do you know how that looks? To have a pirate king flexing his power for you? Do you understand that? Why should I not lock you up in the stockade for the rest of your life?
I admit the blinding was not a good idea, and I'll admit that was me. The other crimes do not fall upon my shoulders. I continuously tried to do the right thing in the past, and it kept not working out for me. I'll atone for the flashing.
Out of
How I wanted to word
context.
that.
That's just.
Oh man.
I thought about how I wanted to word that
Yeah.
a second there.
Yeah.
And I'll face justice for that action. The other ones, however, even if I am guilty of them, which I am not, they were in service to the city to rid the city of the vampire menace.
Vampire menace?
Don't play coy, you know they're here. Tell me, have you seen the mist in the last day or so?
No.
Has there been any figures popping out strangely from dark areas?
No. But explain this. And she pulls out the dagger from Candlekeep, and it's got the Candlekeep sigil on it, and she throws it to your feet, and it is stained with the blood and gore of some innocent person. And she says, "Explain that to me. How is that not you?"
Do you see the sword in my hand?
Yes.
Have you seen it before?
No.
The one who wielded it before me has been hunting me and wanted to frame me for murder. She tricked me into giving my dagger to her, and then she committed heinous crimes with it. She has been partially dealt with, but she got away.
So, how do I prove that? You don't have the criminal. We're going off of your word. There were many bystanders that saw you and the Obsidian Flame kill many people. Apparently, Tin was striking people down.
Oh, you're talking about
The supposed vampire attack? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that lord struck down those people.
There was many people. It's a tightly populated area, Bon. How do you think you're not going to be seen by somebody? The rules of Waterdeep. No open fighting outside. It's not even that hard. Just fight inside.
So is the rest of the Obsidian Flame wanted?
Absolutely. Except for Kinian.
Why not
Oh, the
Kinian?
irony.
I did not break the law even once in Waterdeep. Not outside, anyhow. Keep it off the streets.
Kinian has yet to break a known law recently. Now, I would love personally to bring that motherfucker in. That he is disgusting, heinous, abomination to law. He was so quick to grease people's palms to stay out of jail and keep his crew out of jail. Him and that damn rings lady.
If I'm remembering right, I didn't, other than the flashbang, I didn't attack anybody in the streets.
You most certainly did. You fought several people and then burned a house down.
From my memory, outside of game.
Yep.
I didn't attack anybody in that fight.
Oh, most certainly. And if not, you were still in a fight.
Inside, you
Inside, I
Inside,
may
you
have
punch someone, but
Yeah.
Punched the lady.
you were probably seen out in front of the house with everyone else.
Yeah. So think of this like New York. So it's tightly populated, and you just have a bunch of instigators or bystanders that are watching a gang fight, right? So even if one person out of 20 people didn't throw a punch, they're still associated with the fight and the charges. I mean, you can't prove you didn't punch somebody, right? Like that's everybody's dead.
Unless you're saying like Kinian just wasn't seen there.
He was a bat the whole time, and then popped out of bat form inside of the house, and that's when he caused the hell.
I will submit to any sort of magical truth-telling. Those were vampires. The obsidian flame was doing the city a service.
I think that'll be a really good way to prove your innocence. Why don't we have a member of the Order of Uster come in and put you in a zone of truth. And so that's what they do. They take a couple hours and round up the people they need. Hey everyone, I'm DM Alan. Thank you so much for joining us for another week of Roll with Advantage. This is Season 2, Episode 38. Thank you to all of you for sharing us with your friends and family and letting everyone know what you think about us. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter at DM's Table or join us on Facebook at The DM's Table. We have a very fun community. It's very lighthearted and we love talking about dice and cats. Also, if you haven't already, leave a rating and review. It doesn't take much time to do, and it helps us out greatly, getting us out there for more potential listeners. All right, here is Adam, voice of Bon, for this week's sponsor.
Thanks, Alan. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Audible.com. Audible is Amazon's audiobook platform, and it offers hundreds of thousands of audiobooks for your listening pleasure. I'm going to recommend that you check out Sufficiently Advanced Magic by Andrew Rowe and narrated by one of my favorite narrators, Nick Podell. It follows the story of The Tower, which is a magical dungeon setting jam-packed with traps and monsters. It has a unique runic magic system that the characters discover more and more about as they grow in power. If you are a fan of D&D but are looking for something with a slightly different flavor, check out Sufficiently Advanced Magic today. And if you want to listen to it for free, then let me tell you about the sweet deal Audible has for you. If you go to audibletrial.com/RWA, you'll get a free audiobook, as well as 1 month free subscription to Audible. I highly suggest it. I listen to Audible all the time, driving or doing chores, or just any other time where I feel like a little bit of fantasy in my life.
I have not heard of that book, and I need to go check that out. I'm going to throw that on my reading list. All right, let's talk about Incompetech. Incompetech.com has been with us from the start. Incompetech is a great website. They have all sorts of musical scores that you can use for your games, your prepping. I love to use it for prepping and for even your audio dramas like ours. Incompetech does a great job making it very simple to use, and it is mostly free. So go check them out. That's Incompetech.com. Here's a sample. All right, that's all we have for you this week. Let's get back to the show. See you out on the internet, guys. Bye. During these couple of hours, not much for Kinian to do but sit and wait. Unless you venture out into the city. You see this gray-haired, like Friar Tuck looking person walk in. And he has a very large symbol of Lathander on his holy garbs. A plump belly and a like rosy red cheeks. And he walks past you with the detective, and over to Bonsell. And Bon, when this man walks in, he starts to cast Zone of Truth. I need you to. Are you submitting?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel as if you are compelled to tell the truth, and they go through this questioning process again. And you reiterate everything that you said, and by the end of it, this figure, this Friar Tuck guy, he gives a nod to Eloise, and he says, I believe, I think that he's telling the truth. Well, if that's the case, then I guess we have no grounds to hold you.
What about the flashbang?
She says, how about this? We'll count it as a misdemeanor. And you will owe the city of Waterdeep 20 gold pieces. So please take this. And she hands you this very long scroll of laws. And she says, read them diligently. And please, make our job easier and stop fucking up. And she sets you free. She says, tell Tin I say hi, and good work with those vampires.
Okay.
Um,
Can you give me my crap back?
Yeah.
All of it?
Yeah, everything. But I didn't wait the whole time.
you didn't? Okay.
I did have to run off and talk to Rings.
Okay. So you run off, and by the end of the,
Yeah.
you're back by the end of the 2 hours. What do you talk to Rings about?
I tell her where my money is.
Where your money is?
I tell her about the Kraken,
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
and I
Okay.
tell her about
Now, is Rings your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell her
One of them.
I tell her why the ships have been disappearing and the evidence and I still have ink on me.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I know where it is. We're getting our money back.
Hell yeah, we are. She says, I think I might have the crew in mind. I'll draw something up. We'll get our money back. The seas are safe, though?
No, it got away.
Oh,
And it's
oh shit.
pissed.
So this is a timely thing. It might be back soon, then.
It may return soon.
Do you think it's gonna attack the city?
I don't know. That's why I didn't land my ship in the harbor. We need some repairs.
Some repairs. I mean, the biggest port town outside of here is either Lascan or Kalimshan.
It doesn't necessarily need to be at port. I mean, the
That's
ship
true.
flies.
That's true. If you're looking for really good craftsmanship, I mean, if you're looking to put a nice shine on your ship, maybe the dwarves in Mirabar can help.
That island?
Mirabar? No, Mirabar is north, up by the spine of the world.
Oh,
It's north. It's on all the major maps.
okay. Sounds good. I just wanted to let you know I've got to help spring my buddy out of the police station. You know, that old
The
that old gag.
standard.
Yeah.
Yep. And she, as you're starting to leave, she goes, I hear something.
What?
And she kind of gives, this spoof, sniff, do you have a magical ring? 2 of them.
What? No.
And I need you to make a
Should have covered him up. A strength save?
no, definitely not that. Wisdom
Because
saving
I'm
throw.
really good at strength saves. It's a 12.
12. She says, dear, my dearest, my love, and you feel kind of charmed by her.
Aw.
She says, please give your wife another ring.
I pull the ring of protection off my finger and walk over and give it to her.
And she looks at it. She says, well, I already have a ring of protection. And she like taps her ring finger. Can you give me something else?
Okay. I take the ring,
Uh-huh.
put it back in my hand, and I pull out Bond's ring.
Okay.
Because it's not on my finger,
Yep.
and give it to her.
She looks at it. Huh. I like it. What's it do?
It does this, and then my mouth doesn't move, and I speak to her through the ring.
And so she puts the ring on her pinky, completing all 10 fingers of rings. And there's this like, and she can hear you speaking to her. And she sends you a message too. She says, how far does this go?
Who the fuck is talking on our rings?
Who is this?
This is Minette, or the leader of the Order of the Obsidian Flame.
Who the fuck are you?
Excuse me, Minette. I'm Rings.
I don't know who the fuck that is. But how you got one of our party rings is very much important to me.
And I push the ring, and I'm like, she asked me for it.
If she has it, how can Kinian talk?
Yeah.
It's really cool. You can teleport. And all of a sudden, oh shit! I'm gonna go back in through the gate.
What do you guys do about that? Are you just like pissed?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah. She says, well, I'm the owner of this new ring. If you like it, or not, this is mine. You can buy it off me for a hefty price.
Your life, maybe?
No, that will not do.
And there's like a whisper over the telepath.
I don't think you can kill her. She's kind of my wife. Did you teleport back to the ship?
Accidentally, yes.
Yeah. So like, I think Minette, you like look out your dorm room and like you see and Kinian's like looking at you, kind of visibly scared of her, as he's like whispering this over the rings.
Kinian, what the fuck? That's not over the ring.
Yeah, out loud.
Bond, I gotta go. Bond got arrested.
Yeah, Tin, you like look out the door and you're like,
What?
As I'm like up the stairs and,
Yeah.
and off the deck.
do you guys follow him back
I
into
take one afternoon to take a nap.
I can't have a fucking day off.
God damn it.
So do you guys follow him back into the city then?
I suppose so.
Okay. So Bon, after the 2 hours, Kinian is there in the waiting room, and he hands you most of your stuff except for your ring, and
I'm like, oh yeah, give him 20 gold too. Yeah, like, it's my fine.
I look at the guard that
Yeah.
accepts the fines, and I'd like furrow my brow, and I'm like, put it on my tab.
the guard looks at you and just kind of like, okay.
I'm like, Kinian, my gold.
Oh man, I gave him everything.
Yep.
20 gold.
But a ring.
There you go. Oh, hey, you forgot to give me my ring.
Oh.
And you guys are like walking out having this conversation, and there's Tin and Minette like cross-armed, looking at you at the base of these really long stairs outside, probably with a look of disapproval. And
Mostly at Kinian.
Yeah.
I'm still really just mad at Kenyon.
Oh yeah, Tim and Annette, we're off the hook for the whole killing people thing. We're good.
Great. Now we just have to get your ring back.
Back.
Yeah.
Kenyon?
I lost it.
He gave it away.
To who?
That's
Well,
a good question.
Rings, whoever the fuck that is.
couldn't say no.
Kenyon.
I was compelled to.
Is Rings a prostitute?
No, she's my wife.
Did you take another thing from me and give it to sleep with some girl?
Well,
Not just some girl. This is my wife you're talking about.
Please, if you had a wife, why are you falling head over heels for the giant lady?
Head over heels. She wants me. Rings and I have an understanding.
Area codes.
When we're together, we're together. But she understands the life of a pirate. Yes, area codes, very much so. I am completely loyal to her. And one does not simply say no to Rings.
can you elaborate on this compulsion that you mentioned?
She... And I look to the left and I look to the right. And I get really close to Tin. Like, uncomfortably close.
Like right up in your face.
And
Which doesn't surprise
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Pretty standard.
she's very powerful. She can control me.
Does she have a spell or curse on you?
It seemed like a spell. But I just really loved her. And she asked me for it, and I felt like I wanted to make her happy.
That sounds like charm person
sounds
to you.
like a spell. Okay. I think we should try to research how to get rid of someone. Charm. not get rid
Disappear
of.
her. Oh,
No.
it's run out by this time. It's only an hour.
How do we get it back?
Once she's claimed a ring, it's hers. Aralee,
Well, that settles it. Let's get out of here before we break any more laws, shall we, guys?
yeah.
Oh, I still need a sheath for my sword too.
I've
I'm gonna
never
go
seen you
get that.
scared of anyone, Kenyon. What's the backstory on her? How did you guys run into each other?
Well, after I left and became a pirate, while seeking to break the curse, I might have got a little drunk off of power.
Montage of Kenyon going from a lowly sailor to pirate king.
And I met this girl pirate, and she didn't kill me. She actually convinced me to seek out adventurers such as you. Specifically you, the Order of Obsidian Flame. After running into a dwarf. I might be a pirate king, but I'm pretty sure that it was her thinking and not mine that grew our fleet so large.
Yeah, you definitely get the feeling that she's the brains of the
Oh,
operation.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, without a
I'm
doubt.
shocked.
Yeah. Anytime that we plundered, she took her cut in rings.
I suppose that's where she gets her name from. Well.
She's one of the few people I don't steal from. Something about her allows her to harness the power of rings. I don't know what it is, but it seems like she can manipulate the magics to her will.
Minette, that sounds awfully like what you can do with your attunement limit. Like when he says that, you get like this weird feeling in the pit of your stomach. She might not have the normal amount of attunement limit, and that's a very dangerous thing. You're actually the only person you know that's figured out how to maybe squeeze out a little more magic from things like that.
Great.
But she's really nice.
Because of the magic.
No,
How do you know?
because I sleep with her.
Because of the magic.
Oh, no, not always.
Partly because of the magic. You and I should sit down sometime. I could maybe teach you how to not be susceptible to that crap. I'm not. Doesn't affect me.
And maybe I can teach you to not be susceptible to my axe.
Maybe I could teach you not to hit your friends.
Imagine what would have happened had you been arrested with that artifact.
I wouldn't have gone into the city with the artifact.
I don't know what you were going to do.
Could have asked.
Nah, it was faster.
Do you really think me, Bon, would have put an item of such import at risk like that?
I trust no one with that item.
While Kinian and Bon are having this like heart to heart, Tin, you see a portly man walk out of the cop shop, and and he's just kind of looking down at the ground. He's got a giant symbol of Lathander on him, and you recognize him as Father Alistair. He runs the Temple of Lathander and is kind of just a person of the community, as most holy leaders are here. And you don't really know much about him outside of that. When you were in Waterdeep, you weren't a disciple of Lathander at the time, so there wasn't really a need for you guys to kind of converse or anything like that. You just know roughly, he helps out the community. He's looking at his feet as he's walking down the stairs, and when he gets to the base and he hears the arguing, he looks up and he sees you, and he kind of gives you a friendly smile, and then he looks at your shield, and then he bows down to one knee, and he says, "My goodness, I did not realize we are in the presence of greatness."
Long time no see, Father Alistair.
He looks
What
up.
are you talking about?
Yeah, he looks up at you with a furrowed brow. You're touched. Don't you know this?
No.
You don't know what you carry then?
My shield.
My dear, that's the shield of faith. That's a gift from Lathander. How did you chance upon that shield? Pray tell.
I found it one day.
Just found it? Maybe like it was beat up and then you picked it up and the light poured down on you and then you found Lathander?
Yeah, but isn't that how a lot of clerics?
No, my dear, no. That
No?
is... You're of the rarest variety of cleric. We need to talk. Why don't you come by sometime? Feel free to bring your friends. We have all sorts of food. You can stay with us at the temple.
I will do that soon then, Father.
Okay, fantastic. What was your name again?
Tenuvial.
Tenuvial. Okay, all right. We'll make sure to look for you. And he gives a like the Lathander version of the cross, touching the forehead and crossing the shoulders and stuff. He gives the Lathander version of that, and he walks hastily to the north, and to the south with all the other temples.
He's like, what's so special about it? It's just a shield.
I went through a ton of trouble to get a sheath.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving
Yeah,
till I
yeah,
get
yeah.
a sheath.
Yeah, you get it. Okay. So you guys can get a sheath, and then you head back to the ship.
Kinian goes off to the black market
Okay.
to figure out the value of his bow tie
All right.
in
All right.
this time of turmoil.
Yeah. I need
and
you
death
to
curse.
roll a d20 and give me a investigation.
Wow, I did a 19 on the die,
Oh shit.
which makes it an 18.
Gosh darn
Minus
negatives.
1.
You are in the black market, and this is very similar to what the Viper's den looked like. It's a similar type of atmosphere. It's actually inside of a building, kind of like a flea market,
Mhm.
and you see a sun elf that is walking around down there. You're kind of like focusing on him at this point, and like you ask some people like, hey, who's that? One of the like rough and tumble people there are like, you don't know who that guy is? That's the collector. He looks for the rarest of the rare.
This has got to be pretty rare right now. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
I flip him a gold piece.
Takes it.
I approach the collector.
Can I do something for you?
Yeah, I've got exactly what you're looking for.
Oh,
Gnomish made. And I pull out
it's of gnomish make.
the bow tie.
Okay.
And this will keep you from dying. I imagine it's worth something
He
in this day and age.
smashes it into your pocket back from where it came, and he grabs you by the collar and like throws you into one of these like draped booths and like pulls the ring curtain closed, and he says, "What do you think you're doing, making statements like that?
I don't do much thinking.
Do you understand how much that's worth?"
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to sell it right now. This is a limited time curse. They call it the death curse, right?
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
And you're looking to sell this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna die. I'm more powerful than you can imagine.
I'm sure. And it says, now before I buy this from you, how did you come upon it?
I told you, it's gnome crafted.
Yeah, I don't want to know the origins. I want to know how you came upon this.
It was given to me.
By whom?
Manette.
Manette who?
Uh,
Who is this Manette you speak of?
he's the gnome that made it.
Where can I find this Manette?
I'm not telling you that. I don't give up my source.
And what's your name?
Kinian.
And he like squints a little bit. Huh. I'll give you 25,000 gold pieces. In gems. Lighter to carry.
It's lighter to carry, but I'm so strong. I think 50,000's more in order. I mean,
Persuasion.
you can't take it with you. Not good.
Why would I need to take it with me if I'm not going to die? 25,000 gold pieces. Unless you have a sweeter deal, like, I don't know, telling me more about this Manette.
What's it worth?
10,000 gold pieces. Are you able to sell your source?
Weighing the options. Do you have a javelin of lightning?
He says, I have no magic items on me at this moment. You can insight that if you like, but
17.
he's lying. But he definitely doesn't seem like he's willing to give up any magic items of his own.
I'm not giving up my source. But if you want this, you'll pay me 35. Or I'll take this somewhere legitimate to sell.
Persuasion again, please.
15.
Deal. And he throws you a insanely small bag. Looks like a change purse. And after it like hits your hand, you're like holding the weight. It feels like there's nothing there. And he snatches the or he like reaches for the bow tie.
I don't give it to him. Where's the gems?
Look in the bag.
Is it a bag of holding?
Might be.
One moment, sir. And I actually take the bow tie
Okay.
and hold it firm in my grasp
Okay.
while holding the bag.
Yep.
And I open the bag in his direction.
Oh, okay. Okay. You open the bag in his direction and nothing seems to happen. He looks in there and he says, "It seems to all be there." And you look inside and it is a cinched up portable hole. And there is all that he promised in there. It seems to be all that is promised.
Damn, son.
You just got bags. This one's 5. This one's 10. This one's
Yeah.
15.
This is
Conveniently had
35,000.
35.
Yeah. This one's 35,000.
I kind of like, because I've never seen an item like this before. And I start thinking, tabulating about all the goodies that I could put in here. I pass him the bow tie.
Okay. He snatches it up. He drops it in a. In fact, no. He holds it for a second, and he focuses on it, and then it disappears into smoke. And he says, "Thank you." And he gets up and with like a wisp, just walks out of the curtain. And it shuts. He like closes it behind him, and then when you go to exit, he's gone.
I kind of strut out of there.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. What a fantastic episode. We cannot wait for next week's episode. We hope you stick around to find out what happens next. If you want to find out more about the show, about our characters, or things like that, go check us out on dmstable.com/RWA. DM's Table has got information on how to contact us through Twitter or Facebook or things like that. Go check it out, and we'll see you out on the internet. See ya.